everybody, it's Romania Black. I just watched an episode of Banana Fish and did this a lot. Did some internal screaming and some real screaming too. So I need some free. I've been watching these shows back to back, and it's gonna get to the point here soon where I no longer preface free with Banana Fish, and it's gonna be crazy, right? But that day has not come yet, so I need some free bad, y'all. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a happy episode of Free either, but what can we do? So, last episode, man, Haru's got some angst, and he's got some internal issues he needs to work out. Trying to figure out what he's going to do after high school. All the pressure of the scouts is getting to him. There was such a cool representation last episode of just him feeling like he's just being strung along by these mannequins, by these puppets, and he doesn't want to work for them. But he also wants to swim, so it's like, what does he do? And he basically forfeited his flight in the freestyle, much to Rin's chagrin, and being like, what the heck? But in the end of things, it looks like Haru is going to try to come together for the relay portion. And meanwhile, Sosuke is also dealing with angst on a different level because his injury of his shoulder is flaring up and looks like it's inflamed, and like he can't. So they're going to be in the relay too. So it's all coming together, y'all. The angst train of Free is headed towards the hill. So yeah, I came to this show wanting some happy, good, fun times. I don't know. This episode's called 6 Beat of Tears. So I have a feeling I'm not going to get a lot of feel-good moments. But I could be wrong. Free could surprise me. But I feel like Free angst is a much different angst than Banana Fish. Banana Fish isn't just angst, it's pain. And this is a whole different thing. So I'd much rather deal with this right now. So I don't know, guys. It looks like we're back to the trees this episode, so there's going to be more drama, more conversations, more heart-to-hearts. But I'm so glad y'all are watching Eternal Summer with me. This season, we're on episode 10, and we've got 4 episodes, this episode and 3 others after this. I've loved this season. This season's been so good from start to finish. I liked season 1, like just the Iwatoi Swim Club, but I feel like in comparison to this season, which it makes sense, season 1 took like 4 or 5 episodes to set everybody up, which I'm glad that it did, because that gave us that characterization and those moments for these characters to bond. But I felt like it felt a little slow coming in. But this season has been from start to finish just things happening. And I'm like, good, we can take our characters that we know, we've built upon them, we've put them in new scenarios, we've put them in new dynamics with other characters, we've introduced Kasumi, we've got hopefully some other new characters along the way, along with Momotaro and with Nagisa, with Notori, and with Sosuke. So yeah, all about it. But we've gotten to where we're going to nationals after this episode, after this relay. So it's like, it seems like uncharted territories, because last season ended with regionals, and then we didn't go further than that. And so this could end with that. Now they could not qualify for nationals in the relay. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm really excited because I feel like we're in uncharted waters with Free, but I'm also very curious, like, how are we going to handle this angsty stuff with Haru and Sosuke? I don't know, y'all, but I'm excited to find out. So, without further ado, we are going to dive right into episode 10 of Free Eternal Summer. Thank you all so much for watching, and we're going to start that episode here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Let's go. What? What? Hold up. What are we doing next episode? What is this? What is this business? Okay. Australia, you say? Interesting. Okay. That preview was strangely ominous. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, woof. So, so this episode was interesting. Sosuke, buddy. Yeah, Sosuke is the sports anime archetype of the guy that just trained too hard until he finally broke. I'm like, it's like Oikawa training on that knee too hard, Haiji training on that knee too hard, Sosuke in his shoulder. It's just like overworking it. Um, but I genuinely felt bad for Sosuke in this episode because he's like, I was totally convinced, like that flashback when he's a kid, and I love what this show has done with the flashbacks of them as younger versions of themselves, and I like that we see them at their cute little chibi elementary school phase, but then it also shows us them slowly growing up and their voices slowly changing and them slowly getting bigger, and it's like, oh, that's so cute. And that's cool that they do that, but like little deep voiced child Sosuke, um, him telling Rin, he's like, I don't want to be responsible. I don't want anyone to be responsible for me losing or winning. I want to be the one responsible. I want to be in control of my own destiny and my own win. And that's not the point of the relay. The relay is to work as a team, and you're all sharing in that win and sharing in that loss. And Sosuke was like, no, and against it for so long. And then he had established this idea that him and Rin were rivals. And they were like the childhood friend rivals. They're like, we're constantly competing against one another. And that's the way it's going to be. We're going to compete against one another, and that's going to be our bro friendship. And then Rin's like, but I want to be on a relay team. And I love Kasumi just sitting there flipping on the spin. And he's like, but his dad's dream was to be in the relay too. So that's why Rin does it. And Sosuke's like, yeah, I know, but it's stupid. And then Ren's like, I'm going to go to Iwatobi and be on the same team like my dad did. And so we see like the dissension, we see them split up, and then we see him be like, well, I'll train so that, and he was getting letters from him while he was in Australia, and so he's like, well, I'll keep training so that we both can reach our dream. We'll both be professional swimmers and make the Olympics and all of that. And then he just worked too hard. And I like that he phrased it, he's like, I thought it was a little thing, and I thought I could just keep working past it. And it just got worse and worse and got to the point where it was a big problem. And now it's kind of like, it's bad. So it's like, I can't believe that he was there during that meltdown, during the Diva Shark meltdown. He was there during it and couldn't reach out to him because what could he have said? And then he went back and saw the relay and was like, I get it now. I get that the nakama can change you, and Sosuke's like, I want a piece of that. And so that was his whole thing. And Rin getting emotional. Of course he got emotional because he's our angsty, teary shark. But man, the Sosuke pining for Rin was on point this episode. Like Sosuke just being like, yeah, we're rivals, but like you're my friend and I want you to be a true friend. And it's like, and Haru eavesdropping and hearing all of that. And Haru has conveniently ignored all these people telling him he should shoot for his dream and like, be ambitious. And Haru's been like, no, I don't want to do that. But I feel like Haru finally seeing that, look, I talked about this a few episodes ago that Sosuke wants to swim, but he can't. And Haru's like, man, and Haru just had that look on his face like, I can swim. And someone right in front of me that I'm eavesdropping on is telling my friend that he wants to swim and can't. So he's like, am I gonna be that douche that just doesn't swim because it's not to my liking when there are people surrounding me that want to swim and can't? And so that relay was so good. Like poor Sosuke, and of course Rin calls out to him and he makes that final push. And it was so close. I thought they were going to tie. I was like, are they going to tie like they did in that one practice match? But Iwatobi barely scraped through. So I'm curious. I guess that's good for Sosuke, because if they had made nationals, then what would they have done? Because Sosuke clearly is not fit to swim anymore. But I love that he got to swim with them, and he's like, thank you. And they're like, that doesn't seem like you, Sosuke. And that little moment between Momo and all of them. Natori realizing something was wrong, and then Momo showing up being like, hey, Natori. And Natori's like, we have to take care of things now. And Momo was like, huh, what? And then everybody was starting to gossip because you could see how bad his shoulder was. And Mitsu and the former captain's like, hey, cheer him on. You can gossip later. We've got a job to do. And it's like, But Sosuke lying, the whole scout thing was a lie. And, like, I feel for Sosuke. I do. I don't know where Samazuka's storyline is going to go these next 3 episodes because they're not going to nationals. But from the preview, it looks like Haru's going to confront Sosuke. That'll be interesting. He'll be like, "Hey, I overheard you guys talking under the trees. Just wanted to let you know." And then Mako and Haru having a conversation too. Oh, and it looks like I get the feeling from the preview that maybe Nagisa and Ray are feeling bad because Nationals is coming up, but they still don't have any more new team members. I was convinced that Kasumi was going to join the team at this point. I really thought that. I was totally convinced, but he's a third year too, so it's like he's no good to join. He's just a side character. But I'm like, we only have 3 episodes left, and we still have no new Iwatobi club members. So I know there's a third season. So something's got to happen, right? Don't spoil me, guys. Don't no spoilers. But I'm wanted to tell you all I'm in a very suspicious state of mind with this show because it looks like there's gonna be some angst with that next episode. And I'm like, yeah, there should be because we're getting near the end of the season and there's still no new team members and they're going to nationals. So maybe that will encourage people to join, knowing that they're going to nationals. I don't know. But this was a really good episode. This whole season's been really good, but this was the much needed talk under the trees. I like how they were conveniently inside the locker room, and then they're like, "Let's take this outside. To the trees we go." and then Haru just happens to be there, of course. Coincidences. But I'm wondering, since the scouts were all there and got to see Haru compete in this relay, if maybe the scouts are going to come back and be like, "Hey, what was up with you that one day? Because clearly you can swim," and see what happens there. I don't know, y'all. I'm really curious about that. Of all the previews we've had for this season, that preview has me the most intrigued because I don't know what's happening, but I want to know really, really bad. Because again, like I said at the start of this episode, we're in uncharted waters now. Regionals is over. Last year, we didn't even go past regionals. So last year, this was at the season finale point. We're like, well, we made it to season finale, made it to regionals, come back next year. And now we're past that. So it's like, okay, we're going to nationals. What do we do now? I'm excited, y'all. I really am. So I'm curious to know your thoughts down below, what you guys saw of the episode. Please no spoilers, but I'm excited going into episodes 11, 12, and 13 because I don't know what's going to happen. So we shall see, y'all. But in any case, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with episode 11 of Free Eternal Summer. Bye.